Hello, this is Patrick with Lone Wolf Software, and today's tutorial is going to be about how to use the parts list in Automotive Wolf, our car maintenance software product for Windows. So the parts list is a great way to keep track of all your parts for any of your vehicles, and there's a couple ways to add parts for a vehicle. So one way to do it is just to, right now we have on the screen, we have the Mazda RX-7. It's a sample vehicle that comes with the software. We have that loaded, and one way to add a part very quickly is just to click on one of these tabs here. You just find the parts list tab, which is over here today, and you'll see the list of parts currently in the parts list for this vehicle, and also the Castrol GTX here with the little globe, which that means it's a global part, so it's available to all the vehicles. All the other parts here that are listed are the parts for this specific vehicle, the RX-7. So one way to add a part is to simply click on the parts list, click on the add button, and then you can add the part. And of course you fill out all the appropriate fields. You have a few buttons here to find a part if you want, and you can add a part that way for the vehicle. And then you can make it vehicle specific, which means it'll only be available for the vehicle that you currently have loaded while you're adding the part. Or you can make it a global part. You might want to make a windshield wipers or oil that you use in several vehicles global, so that it'll be available to all your vehicles. And when I say available, I'm really talking about when you're adding a maintenance or repair record and you click on the parts button and you want to add some parts. Those parts that are available for that vehicle, if they're vehicle specific, will be displayed, and you can just choose in a little drop down menu how to do that. I'll show you how to do that now. So on the Mazda RX-7, let's say we're going to add a maintenance record. So click on the maintenance tab, and let's say that we want to add an oil change. So we'll click on the add button. And in the description here, we'll just choose oil, change oil and filter. And we don't need to make any comments today. But so we're going to go, let's add some parts for this oil change. Now there's a couple ways you can do it. You can click on the parts button here, or you have some tabs here where you can add you can link additional maintenance. You have some invoices. You can scan invoices or work orders and attach them to this record. And here right now we have the parts tab selected, so just click on this little plus add button, and you'll see a little add part for this particular maintenance record. Now if you click on the drop down arrow, you'll see all the parts that are available right now that have been added previously for this Mazda RX-7, and you can just choose from any of these parts. So let's say we're going to go ahead and choose the K&N oil filter. So you choose that, and you'll see the other data fields here are already filled out because they were already filled out previously in your parts list. So you have the part number, the price of each of them, and the quantity. You can make a comment here if you want. So if you go ahead and just click OK, that part's now been added. As you can see here in this list, you have the K&N oil filter added, and the price of the part's already been added also. So now let's say we want to add some oil for this particular maintenance record. So again, you click on the plus add, and I believe the oil was globally available. And here it is, the Castrol GTX. So you just click that, and quantity, let's say it's going to take 5, and you see everything else is filled out. Click OK, and now you see the parts has also been it's been summed in the parts, so everything's already done for you. And again, it shows up in the list of parts for this particular maintenance record. Now the other thing I wanted to show you is you can actually add a part to the parts list from this window. So let's click again on add a part. And in this case, let's say we're going to add some windshield wipers. Now windshield wipers isn't currently in your parts list. So you just click in this description box, and we'll type in windshield wiper RX-7. And quantity 1. Now we don't know the part number at this time, so we'll just leave it blank. And we'll say the price is $20. Let's say we bought it at the local parts store. And you can see we have a windshield wiper here for the RX-7. Click OK, and now you'll see a small little window that asks you if you want to add this. See, it says windshield wiper RX-7 does not exist in your parts list. Would you like to add it? In this case, we'll say yes. So we didn't have any windshield wipers in our parts list when I showed you the parts list previously, so we'll go ahead and click yes. The windshield wiper has been added, and this record's ready to be added, and that will satisfy the oil change. So let's go ahead and do that. Click OK. And of course the oil change has been updated to your maintenance list. Here it is at the bottom. And now we have a part that was added through just by adding it through the maintenance, through a maintenance record. Now you can also do this in the repair record in the same way if you're adding a repair for your vehicle. So now let's go back to the parts list. We'll click on the parts list tab, and you can see the windshield wiper now shows up in the parts list, and it's for the RX-7. It's not a global part, because we need to make it a global part. So whenever you list your RX-7, or whenever you're adding something to your RX-7 in the future, this windshield wiper will now be available for you to just choose from, so you don't have to add it again. Now the other thing I wanted to show you was a really nice little option here in the parts list is you can set links to your parts, so that, let's say if you purchase them on the internet from, let's say, Amazon or wherever, it doesn't really matter, you can put a link in the supplier data field for the part, and then the button I'll show you here in a minute, the go button, will become enabled, and you can actually go to that part very quickly and purchase it again. So let's do that for the K&N oil filter. So we'll just double click on the K&N oil filter to edit it. Let me get rid of this particular link now here. So what you see is a K&N oil filter. We have some information for it. Manufacturer, of course, is K&N. It's not filled out. You have the warranty, some other comments. So in this case, I've already done a search on the internet for this K&N oil filter for the Mazda RX-7, and we'll put this on the screen now for you. And here it is. It was found at Autoplicity. And all you really have to do to add this link is in the upper part of your browser, you'll see what's called the URL address. It's a universal resource locator. It's just the address for this particular web page. Now if you click on that so that it's highlighted as it is now, and then right click and click copy so that you've copied this entire URL address to this particular part. Now if we go back to Automotive Wolf, you can simply click in the supplier box, right click, and click paste. And now you've got that entire URL in this box, and this is a link, a link to the web page where you bought this part, so you can easily go back to this web page in the future if you want to repurchase it there. Now when you do this, you're also going to have this go button is going to take you immediately, open up your browser and take you immediately to that part, so it's very easy to purchase again. And I'll show you that now. If you just click on the go button, you'll see it opens up a browser window, and there's the part, and you can go ahead and purchase it again. It just makes it really easy to find the part. You don't have to go searching on the internet again. You know where you bought it before, and so it's very easy to do. Now in this supplier box, let me click here. If you click on any blue text in Automotive Wolf, it'll give you some information about it. So if you just click on here, it tells you that you have two options in the supplier data field. You can just add a supplier, just type in the supplier, and that's fine. Of course, the go button next to it won't work at that point because it's not a link. Or you can add the link, so it's your choice. You can put the entire link, as I showed you just a second ago, by copying it from the browser URL address. Just copy it and paste it in there, and then you have a way for you to easily go back to this link just by clicking on the go button. So if we click OK, now it's been saved. So if we go back to the K&N oil filter, you see that link is still there. And all you have to do is click on it, boom, and it should be loading here. There we go. There's the part again loaded up for you. So it's a very easy way to save links to your parts, and just makes it really quick and easy to add a part and keep track of your parts, part numbers. And you could add comments here as far as warranty information or any other miscellaneous comments that you want to add. And this is a great way to keep parts for all your vehicles, and you can make them vehicle specific or global parts that are available to all the other vehicles, and you can separate them that way. It makes it very easy and very quick to find what you need to find. So that's all for today's parts tutorial. Look for more videos in the future. We have a lot of tutorials online. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.